I think for me, I'm in a very interesting season of my life. Kiyan has officially left for college. And I keep telling people that it's just something that I don't think I heard enough people talk about, or like maybe I just wasn't prepared for it. Like you hear conversations about everything that people go through in life. For some reason, I wasn't privy to the conversations about when your kid leaves for college, when your only child leaves for college, and like that void. And
you're not gonna make me cry this early in the podcast.
I'm sorry, but like the void and the emptiness, and just like literally one day he's there, and then one day he's just not. And when he left, also, like,
how long has he been gone?
So he's been gone now for about, I would say, like a month. And you know, when he left, it's like I just feel like the energy in the house kind of just left, because my house has always been the fun house, all his friends and music and just fun all the time. And then he just left, and it just got quiet. And that's been really, really hard for me. And I'm not like embarrassed to say it, or like I'm leaning into it so I can understand what that feeling is and try to like move past it and get to whatever the other side is. But right now I'm so deep in that feeling, and it's been hard.
Yeah. Did you not expect it?
I don't know what I expected. Like, I think that obviously I always knew he was going to go to college, but it always seemed so far away. And then as it even got closer, I'm like, well, still another month. Still, like, I was just savoring all that time. And I guess I didn't just realize just what a void it was, impact like it was going to happen. Like I said, it's not something like I'm never in conversations with people and that's what people are talking about. I don't know if I'm like running with a different crowd, but I don't talk to people that are like, prepare yourself. This is how it is, or this is how you
we should have talked more before.
We should have talked more.
We should have for sure talked more, because I definitely had, I think before Nico left, I had maybe like, I was 6 months in preparation for him leaving. I was like sad and almost, it was weird because it was almost like I was just like irritable and sad. Like I had built up so much before he left.
Right.
Because I was anticipating it, which I think maybe you weren't even anticipating.
Right.
So I had been anticipating it. And then when he left, I remember telling my friend Shaka, not Zulu, Shaka Pilgrim. I was telling Shaka Pilgrim, I said, Nico's, I gotta take him to school. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna be a mess. And she was like, no, you're not. And I was like, no, I am. She was like, no, you're not. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, imagine for him, this is the first time he's leaving home. He's not going to be living in the house. He's walking into a new place, and you don't want to add to that
stress.
And that hadn't even. I was so in my how I was feeling about it. I was like, oh shit, okay, you're right. I don't want to do that to him. So I went. I dropped him off. I was fine. Of course, I was a little emo on the way home. But then I realized, like, they don't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, tell me that. So
okay. I don't, we FaceTimed a lot. I felt like the conversations were more meaningful on the phone and longer. Before it would be like, if he called me because he needed somewhere, hey mom, coming out here. But now because he's away, when we would be on the phone, the conversations just were a little stronger and more meaningful. And then they come home for the holidays and you still miss them. But they still come home, and you're still their mother, and you guys are so close.
Very close.
It's just an adjustment. There's no easy answer, but it is. You are okay, and you realize like your bond is not going anywhere.
Right.
I don't know if that helps at all.
No, it is helpful because I'm talking to somebody who's been through it. So it's like I'm really listening to your words because you've been through it.
Yeah. And then it started to just become more comfortable. I can't explain
the new norm.
It's like the new norm. Yeah, in a weird way.
So I'm just praying that
so you're like
I get there.
You're like in the early stages of a new norm.
And like you said, I don't want to put that pressure on him because it's not his responsibility to take care of me or make sure I'm good. So like, I always try to, like, I'm okay. I think one time, it was one night, it was like 2:00 in the morning, I couldn't sleep, and I called him, and I just started crying. I'm like, I need you to come home. Like, you have to come home. And he's like, Mom, are you okay? I'm like, I just need you to come home. He's like, Mom, I can't come home right now. I have, like, basketball practice. I was like, but it only happened once, and then I, like, pulled it together.
Aww.
But see, I get sad just
I
talking about it.
But how great is that you have a love that strong, that he knows that you love him that bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, that you unravel that way.
Yeah, and I tell you, I'm not an emotional person. My sister,
that's right.
Like,
you're not even a cry
more like lately than I've ever seen you cry ever.
Yeah, it'd be the kid that does it to you.
Be the kid. This has just been so hard, but I know that I'll get through it.
Of course you will.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, of course you will. And you're going to be surprised too, because usually after that first year, and I heard this from a lot of moms, they come home and they're like a little different because now they've had this like, I don't know, independence. And it's like fun to like see that evolution in them.
Right.
And you'll enjoy that process. But man, it'd be your kids.
Be your kids. Oh my goodness. And now just figuring out like, you know what this next chapter looks like for me too. You know?
That part.
Had
you thought about that before or no? I feel like
I mean, I always think about like work and what I have coming up, but not in this way to where like I come home and he's like not there. Like I would work and know that when I got home, he's there. Or, you know, we would plan our evenings or whatever we're going to do. And now it's like I could come off of, you know, a trip or doing some work somewhere and get off the plane and come home and it's just like quiet. So it's just adjusting to that, but also finding things that I enjoy doing or that I want to do in my spare time because my life has always just been work and Kiyan.
Yeah.
I never made a life for myself in between that. It was always work and Kiyan.
Really, that's so interesting because you are known as the friend. Like you have so many friends.
Right.
You have like just a full life you would seem, but
my life has always been about work, and I'm able to be a great friend to people. It doesn't change because I'm working all the time, but I've never been a person taking trips all the time or on vacations or like that's I used to always feel guilty about that. Like I used to be like, I gotta work. Like I don't have time to be sitting on the beach somewhere. I'll be on Instagram like, how is everybody always on a fucking vacation? Like this is crazy. I'm on set. I'm more like everybody's just, but I just never did that and never allowed myself time to really find things that I really enjoy. You know how people are like, well, what do you do in your free time? Or what do you do to unwind? Like I never really had the answer to that. Because it was always like, I'll be with Kiyan or I'm, you know, like
I'm
working. So now it's like finding those things. And I am excited to find that because I do need to find stuff to fill that time and that void when I'm not working. And also I've been working for so long.
Do you feel like you've neglected yourself in a way?
I definitely feel like I've neglected myself. I feel like I've worked so hard to probably in some ways avoid like dealing with life stuff. Like if I'm always working, then I don't have to pay attention to feeling this way or different things that I went through, whether it was publicly or privately or what happened, you know, in my relationship or whatever. It's like, just keep working. Then you could be distracted. You can not have to deal with that. But at some point, it all comes back around and you have to face it and deal with it. There's only so many shows I could be on. Everyone's like, oh, one thing about Lala, she gonna find a job, she gonna find a check, she gonna find this. There's only so much of that before it's like, no, you got to deal with some of this stuff and you got to be okay with being with yourself.
But what do you do when it's quiet? Like, how do you have a quiet thing that you do? Like, are you comfortable quiet? Like, if somebody just plopped you on a beach by yourself.
I'm not comfortable quiet.
Really?
I'm not comfortable alone. I always have been the person that's around so many people. So I created that environment in my house to be like that, which is why it's Kiyan's friends. You know, they open in the fridge, cooking what they like. That's always been the environment at the house because I always just function better when there's a lot of things happening around me. I could still be super focused. Like I'm focused even in all this stuff happening around me. But when it's just me, I'm not good at that. And I know that that's a thing that I have to work on. Like you have to be okay with being alone and being by yourself and having those alone moments. And I just haven't mastered that.
Yeah. I think it's amazing and super brave that, because we always share our story after we're at the we passed the victory of it. You know, we're like, yeah, I went through that and I came out on the other side and this is how I did it.
Right.
And it's, you know, but it's another thing to talk about, man, I'm so sad right now.
But it's like, I can only be honest with where I'm at right now, what's going on. Of course, I still have my incredibly happy moments and laugh and have fun and like success has been great and life has been great. But this is just like a moment of adjustment and like reframing things. And that's kind of like where I'm at
Yeah. No, I'm sure there's a lot of women that can relate to this moment.
Yeah. And I want to be the person, I want to use a platform like this to talk about it because, like I said, I never heard people talking about it.
Yeah.
I would hear every other issue, but I would never hear about when your kid leaves for college.
Don't you hate that?
I'm like, where was the fucking podcast talking about when your kid leaves for college? So I could have listened to that.
I feel like I've talked about it a couple of times. I'm going to send you some clips.
Okay, please.
But it wasn't, but it's not, because it's a very specific situation.
Right.
I mean, there's shit that we never. What about parenting? I always say there's things that nobody ever told me about parenting that you don't find out till we see people talking about parenting, but there's things that you just don't know
till you're in it.
Hey guys, you ever sign up for a phone plan thinking, wow, this is a great price? And then a few months later, it's like, surprise, this bill is higher. With Boost Mobile, you pay $25 a month forever. That's unlimited talk, text, and data starting at just $25 a month. So no price hikes, no contract, forever. Plus, Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network. They have invested billions building 5G towers across the country. So visit boostmobile.com or head to your local Boost store today and get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever. 5G speeds not available in all areas. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan. So how did that, even just becoming a mom, change you? Like, what did you learn about that? What was your
it's just like I just when I had Kiyan, and because he is my only child, I just like gave my whole everything to him, and he became, my best friend. He became everything. And you know how many people be like, oh, your kid's not supposed to be your best friend. I hear that all the time. Like, you're supposed to be the disciplinarian. Your kid is supposed to fear you. They're not supposed to. My son is my best friend. Like, it's just what it is. And that's the relationship that we formed. And does he have the utmost respect for me? Of course. He knows I'm his mama. He knows I'm not playing with you. Like, at the end of the day, we have a good time, but you're going to respect me and you're going to respect what I have to say. But that's our relationship. So it's just like,
that's so beautiful.
It is great. And it just became that. And then you don't even remember what life was like before that. It's just.
What is the trick to that? So for people who say you can't be best friends with your kid, because I think there probably is sometimes some challenges. It can't be perfect all the time.
Right. I mean, there's been a couple, like, he's never given me any problems. He's just a quiet, calm, good kid. But there had been a couple times in his life where I had to remind him, like, yo, I'm your mom. Like, I'm not one of your friends. Like, I'm your mom. Yes, best friend, but I'm your mom first.
Yeah.
And I've had to remind him, not often, but there were times. But I think that, because of our relationship, it makes it easier for him to feel comfortable talking to me about things. I want my kid to be able to come to me and ask questions and, ask advice. Like, I love that we have that.
Yeah. For more episodes, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you on the next IRL podcast.